Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Bend Motorsport Park, and a unique opportunity for everybody that's taken the time here today to come to the visitor centre, because it's not very often that we end up with the reigning Australian Superbike champion and reigning British Superbike champion at the same location together on the stage. Would you please put your hands together for a big warm welcome to Kyle Ryde, the reigning British Superbike champion, and Josh Waters, the reigning Australian Superbike champion. First of all to you, Kyle, welcome to Australia. It is great to have you here. Part of the Stop and Seal team this weekend after just freshly wrapping up your second in a row Superbike championship in the BSB. Tell us how your first impressions of Australia have been.
Pretty cold, to be honest. I was expecting the start of summer to be a bit warmer than this. Everyone said that I've spoke to, it's normally a lot warmer than this, but no, it's been good. The track's really good. Beat some of our tracks in BSB for sure, and I think it's lucky that the Australian Superbike Championship can come here. And
great to have you here, Josh. How is it for you this weekend? This is your, well, you like to call it your home round. It is the closest round to your hometown of Mildura. One of the things that's very different about the BSB Championship, it's probably held in a country the size of Victoria. In Australia, we have to do a lot more travelling. It is your closest home round, but how far away is your house actually from here?
Yeah, so it takes about 3.5 hours to get here, so that's my closest. For example, Phillip Island's around 9.5. So yeah, it's great. So many people from home have come over, and it's similar to weather to home at the minute. This time of year, it's always windy. Hopefully the wind dies down. I don't think it will today, but tomorrow's hopefully a better day.
Now, one thing in common that you two both riders have is that you've both raced in the British Superbike Championship. Obviously, Josh was over there for a couple of years. Kyle, you started your championship. I think you've raced in Moto 3, World Supersport, British Supersport, British Superbike. How did you actually get started in motorbikes?
Yeah, so my old man used to race sidecars with his brother, my uncle, and he just bought me a little bike when I was younger, 5-6 years old. And it probably took until I was 9 or 10 that he realised I was half decent, and then he had to pack up the sidecars and spend the money on me. So yeah, I'm not old, but I've done a lot of bike racing. 28 now, and I've been racing since I was 5. So it's something I've done my whole life, and I've rode enough bikes and rode enough teams to last a lifetime. So yeah, I've still got a fair few left seasons in me, especially in BSB. So yeah, looking forward to starting a new chapter next season.
Well, that's actually a good point about you've ridden for a lot of teams and a lot of different manufacturers. Josh, same could be said for you. You've ridden a lot of different brands of motorcycle, having cut your teeth starting here in Australia many, many years ago, but you've also, along with your family members, ridden a few disciplines as well.
Yeah, I had. So I was fortunate enough when I was really young. Santa brought me a bike when I was 3, a four-wheeler, and our next door neighbour, he was big into road race it was. So he idolised Mick Doohan, and Wayne Gardner was a big deal at the time. So I kind of wanted to be like he was. The town that I live in is really big for Speedway. So I'm fortunate enough I've done Speedway. Majority of my, when I was growing up, I did dirt track. And then your aim was always to go road racing. So I did an interview earlier. My first year in the Australian Superbike Championship was 2002. So I've done it for a while now on a 125, and I've been fortunate enough. I met Kyle over in the UK when I did my 3 seasons there. So I've got around a bit, but I still really enjoy racing the Australian Championship, and still want to keep doing it.
Well, you both raced in the World Superbike paddock as well. Cole, you've done a wild card in World Superbike, and also I think 3 years in World Supersport. Josh, you've raced wildcard, I think Phillip Island. What was it? What year was that on the Yoshimura Suzuki?
Yeah, I did 3 wildcards that year. I did America and where the MotoGP is at the moment, Portugal. So yeah, it was 2011.
So the point I'm getting to is that you've both got plenty of experience over the world stage, and obviously, Kyle, you've ridden in BSB for a couple of years, which is probably, you know, the feeding ground for a lot of World Superbike champions over the years. How do you see the standard here in Australia? Obviously, you're in the garage there with bikes that are across the next-gen Supersport and Superbike categories. The standard that Josh and the boys are setting here, world class?
Exactly. It's normally the domestic championships. The people at the front, they're always fast, no matter where they're from or what championship it's in. The only thing we've got going for us in BSB at the minute is that the depth maybe is a little bit better, but the actual speed right at the front, as you've seen. I've just done qualifying and I tried my nuts off and I was third. So those two guys are riding really good in front of me. And like you say, for Josh and the people at the front of that, they could do really well at the front of BSB. It's a shame it's so far away that everybody can't have a go or we can't come over, but as obviously people have been talking around this paddock, in a few years' time it might change for the schedule and a few of us might be able to come over and enjoy our winter ride in summer in Australia.
Yeah, a lot of people might not know, Josh, you actually won a British Superbike Championship race, didn't you?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to win 2. So I live in a rural town that never bloody rains, but so I shouldn't be any good in the rain in the UK where it rains a lot more often, but I always went all right whenever it rained there. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I would have loved to have won a race in the dry. It was just so different, the UK, to me. Now I look back, I would have done things so much more different. When I got the chance, I raced, the British champion was at the Suzuka 8 Hour, and I remember we were both on good bikes, but I remember mowing him down thinking, England guys aren't that good, and then went there and I just got my ass handed to me, and it was just so different. But I went with the wrong mentality. You know, I thought the wrong way, and if I was to do it again, but yeah, I went all right sometimes, but it was just a lot different to my expectations.
Well, it's interesting, Kyle. You made the point about the summer series that's going to transition from the winter calendar that we have here, in line with when everybody races in Europe in their summer, and that starts at the end of next year. Can you see a lot of people taking the opportunity to come over to Australia and start racing in October next year through to the end of the championship, and they'll be very bike fit when the BSB championship gets underway?
Yeah, for us, obviously, people think the weather's really bad, but it's not too bad. I mean, we did 33 races this year, and I think 4 of them was only wet. So you can see anywhere where you go in the world. It rained here this morning for a few hours, and a few sessions got wrecked. So it'll be definitely better for us guys. The winter's terrible for us riding bikes. We have to spend a lot of money and go to Spain. So we don't mind spending the money to keep fit on motorbikes and keep the talent at a steady level. But for sure, we'd love to spend a little bit more money and come here and race in your summer championship. So it'll be a win-win for us because the weather's not too bad in England in our summer. And when we come over here, it'll be your summer as well. So it'll be a full 12 months of riding bikes.
And Josh,
although he hasn't experienced the 40+ degree day, I don't think.
Yeah, that's it.
The Aussies.
40+ degree day in Australia.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit different.
Yeah, and also too, Josh, it's got to be good for the Australian riders to have riders of the calibre of Kyle coming over here and racing in our championship, even if it is only for a couple of rounds out of the 5, 6, 7 round championship that we end up with.
Yeah, 100%. And like what Kyle said earlier about the level in our championship, it's only going to make us better. And we spoke at the start of the weekend about that. Like, it doesn't matter what domestic champion. We're talking about the American Championship. And we're like, it would be bloody hard to go over there and be good against those guys in their home ground. But, you know, if they were to travel, it would be more difficult, you know, for them to race us there. So, but the English circuits are very unique. So I think maybe it'd be easier to learn our circuits and they'd really enjoy it and, yeah, to make our championship level higher.
Well, I've got to say, this is probably one of the bigger, more Grand Prix style circuits that we do go to on the calendar. Phillip Island and Sydney Motorsport Park, the other ones. But we do have a couple of shorter tracks as well that are probably a little bit more like what Kyle would be used to.
Yeah, I reckon he'd like Morgan Park and even where we were at the last round, which is One Raceway. They'd probably love those ones.
And Kyle, this is the longest circuit that we go to all year, with the longest straight and also the most amount of corners. Apart from trying to learn it on the simulator here on Thursday night, how has the learning process gone?
Yeah, for me, learning the track, I don't really have to do it so often because I've been in BSB for 5, 6 years. New track always makes me a little bit nervous, but yeah, after having half an hour crashing on the simulator, I kind of learned the track okay. And once I went out on the bike, it was just a few corners really. That the exit point of the corners, I didn't really understand where the curbs was, and it just took 30 laps to understand. But now I'm up to speed. Yeah, hopefully we can have a good 2 races tomorrow.
Your team manager, Robbie Bolger, wanted me to put to you as well, what do you think of the opportunity to come over here and get involved in a championship fight this weekend between your 2 teammates, Jack Mahaffey and Archie McDonald?
Yeah, well, obviously I've met a fair few team managers or team owners in my years of racing, but none of them are like Robbie. So, yeah, not many people with 2 people riding for a championship would invite somebody over from BSB to ruffle the feathers. So, Robbie's obviously his own kind, but yeah, I thank him for the opportunity. For me, I wouldn't be doing anything at home except playing golf on a simulator because the weather's too bad. So to fly over here and ride an R6, which I enjoy, is a privilege, and I thank that team.
Well, it's great to have you here, Kyle. Thanks very much for coming, and hopefully not the last time we see you in Australia. Josh, your outlook this weekend, probably a lot different to Kyle's. He's here to have fun and get out there and do some fast laps, but it's all business time for you this weekend. Last year, at this exact venue, you made history in becoming the first ever 4-time Australian Superbike champion. Possibility this afternoon that you could become a 5-time Australian Superbike champion. You've got to get through qualifying first, though.
Yeah, and everyone will be trying their hardest, so I'll try my hardest. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I just want to try and play it like a normal weekend, try my best. It's going to be bloody difficult in that wind because it's like it's getting stronger, so hopefully when I go through the turn it dies down a little bit, and yeah, I'm sure my rivals are hoping it gets windier when I go through. So yeah, I'm nervous at the moment, but try my best.
Well, I know you're nervous, and I know that it's going to be very important this afternoon, but also, too, the possibility of you wrapping up the championship this afternoon and seeing Josh Waters let off the leash tomorrow is an exciting prospect. Once again, thank you very much to Kyle Ryde and also Josh Waters, the current reigning British Superbike and Australian Superbike champions. Big round of applause, please, everybody. Thanks very much, guys, and best of luck for the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
There we go.
Chocolate bar.